Hello everybody and welcome to our mini series. This is the Just Because mini series, and these projects were all created by my friend Chris. You guys, we did this for 12 weeks of Christmas and you guys really loved it. So we thought we would do another one, and we're going to be using all of the occasions product and maybe some celebration items and basically everything that is currently in our occasions catalog that we're excited about. This is the very last month for celebrations, which means it's the very last month for you to earn those free products by placing orders. So for every $50 you're spending, you get a free item. There are some items that are marked at $100, so when you hit $100, you get that item for free. So all of those are going to be listed on my blog post, which you can get to my coordinating blog post. And then also, I would love for you guys to go over to Chris's Facebook page and like her Facebook page and send her a little love, because she has designed all of these projects and I love all of them. So we're going to have fun with them. And the reason it's called Just Because is it's a really kind of neat story. So every single year, Chris throws a Christmas party with a couple of her friends, and the Christmas party is really amazing. I got to go for the first time this last year and I had a great time. And her friends are Jamie and I gotta think for a minute. Jamie and Bev. And so it's the three of them. So Chris at the last minute kind of said, and they put together this really fun box of stuff. Chris works on this stuff all year long. The things that she put in this box were amazing, and you get to go home with like this little gift. And she called it the Just Because JBC box. So, you know, it's really fun these days, the fit boxes and the pop sugar boxes. So I don't know, I really loved that. And so I joked around with her about being able to brand that out. So we're calling this series the Just Because series with Chris. And so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to make is this really fun box. And you guys know I don't do 3D items very often. They're not something that I consider really fun to do. So it has to be really simple for me to want to do it. And I saw this box and I thought it was so cute. So what we're going to be using is the Picture Perfect Birthday Stamp Set. We're going to be doing a couple things with this stamp set. This is a really amazing stamp set to have for birthdays. It does quite a bit, and it does more than you realize when you first get it, and I've had a lot of fun using this. I'm going to be designing an exclusive kit using this stamp set, so it's definitely one that you're going to want to pick up. So we're going to start, I'm going to show you the supplies, and you can see that some things are stamped and ready to go because Chris knows that I need all the help I can get when it comes to putting together 3D items. So you're going to start with a lemon lime twist cardstock, and this is 8.5 by 11, so you can see it's just a full piece of cardstock. We're going to create this. I'm going to show you how to create this. This is a Whisper White piece, and this Whisper White piece is cut at 8 by 1, so I'm sorry, I'll put it up on the screen. It's 5 by 1/16 by 8 and 1/16. So, and you guys, I'm terrible at measurements, so just have patience for me. I'll put all the measurements up on the screen, and I will also put them in my blog post so you guys know exactly where to cut things if you want to remake this. So, but I'm a visual person, so I like seeing it on video, and then I like to have the measurements in front of me. So for this series, instead of doing anything extra, you just have to go to my coordinating blog post and all the information will be posted there. Okay, so that's going to be the top part, and then you're going to need some ribbon. So this ribbon is really pretty. It's the Berry Burst ribbon, and then we have some Bermuda Bay ribbon. This is the oval framelits. So this is an oval Bermuda Bay stitched right there, and then the Whisper White is going to layer together, and that's where we're going to stamp our sentiment. And then we're going to have 2 extra little pieces of lemon lime twist, and I'll tell you guys the measurements when we get to all of these pieces. And then we have some of these mini bows. So let's go ahead and get started with the bottom part of our box. So here is our lemon lime twist cardstock, and you're gonna wanna score it. So you can do a couple different things. If you have a scoring board, you can use that. I like to just use my trimmer. So this is the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, and I love this trimmer because it goes all the way past 14 inches, has a little thing that pulls out here for you, and then you have your blade on here, and then you have your scoring piece on here. So what you're gonna do is start out with an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. Now you can use any color you want. This is Lemon Lime Twist. So you're gonna start out with that, and then you're gonna make some scores on this. So the first thing you're gonna do is score at 3 inches on each side. So you just do 3 inches here and you score it, okay? And then flip it over and then do 3 inches here, score it. Put it in here, and then you will do 3 inches, and then you will score it. So you're just flipping it each time, and you're doing 3 inches, just like that. So you'll have your scored pieces, and then you're gonna grab your scissors. I like to use my paper snips because I feel like I just have a little bit better control, and they're great for little snips. So you can fold all these on the score line, just so you have a better sense of where everything is. I always say let's measure twice and cut once, because once you cut something out, it makes it really hard. You have to start all over. So I just like to know where all my score lines are, and I can see them really clearly. So the next thing you're gonna do is just, when you lay your piece down, your long score line will be right here. So this is the long part of it. So then you're just going to cut into the flaps here. So it's gonna look like this. So I wanted to do this one on camera. I'm always so nervous to cut, but we're just gonna dive in and do this. Okay, so now you can see that you have your pieces like this, and if you wanted, you could totally just make your box go together like this. That would be easy. And I think that this is the way I'm gonna do it. So the way Chris has it explained is to cut out triangles, but I'm not sure she's gonna laugh at me when I'm doing this video, because I don't know why you're supposed to do that. So I'm feeling like the box is gonna go together just fine like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some adhesive. I know she's gonna tell me I'm totally doing this wrong. Pull this part in, it's gonna make the box. So hopefully the triangle part wasn't important. Okay, you guys. Oh, I'm so not good at 3D items. So then I just like to, wherever that adhesive was, I just like to take my bone folder, and I'm just making sure that that adhesive is really pressed down. You could use tear and tape, or like I said, you could use your ATG gun, and that's gonna give you the bottom part of the box, okay? So now let's talk about making this top part of this box, okay? I think I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful to follow Chris's instructions on this part. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our bow, and I'm just gonna give you an idea of how this works so that you can replicate this part. So you're gonna pick, you can either pick 2 different colors. This is what I want to be able to show you guys. So let's do Berry Burst. And for one part of the technique, you'll need a piece of scratch paper. So there's 2 different ways you can do this. Here's my little scratch piece up here. So you can take your bow, you're gonna start with your larger bow, and we're gonna stamp. We're gonna start this off of the page. And my Berry Burst needs to be re-inked. So I used my Berry Burst right there. Now what you can do is go ahead and use your Berry Burst again. But what you'll do is stamp that part off. And then this part, I gotta get my head a little bit in the way, you guys, just so I can see exactly where I'm stamping. So I think this is pretty lined up. So then you come in and you stamp again, and it's going to give you a lighter version of that image, okay? So now let's do another color. So you can do it that way where you just use one color ink, or you can do this where you use two color inks. So let's clean this stamp off. I'm just using my Stampin' scrub off here on the side. Okay, so now let's use two colors. So let's use Bermuda Bay and Soft Sky, because that's a really easy color combo. So we'll do Bermuda Bay and Soft Sky. We're gonna start out with Bermuda Bay. Okay, so you ready? So we will stamp this part on here. And I love photopolymer stamps because you can see right through the stamp. So that is the nice thing with Stampin' Up. Anytime there's a stamp where you're layering something together, they're gonna make that in photopolymer to make it easier. Okay, so the next piece right here, we're gonna go ahead and do in Soft Sky. So what you might want to do is go ahead and get it lined up. That's about right. So then we'll bring it over here to the Soft Sky, and then we'll line that up. You could use a stamp positioning tool if you wanted, but then that gives you a lighter version in the middle there. So that's two different ways that you can use this stamp, which I love. So if you don't have a lot of colors, just stamp off. So that's called second generation stamping. So just take your image, stamp it off, and then apply it again to that same color. And then you're gonna be able to get that dark and light contrast there, okay? So what Chris has done is she has made her own designer paper, which this is so fun, you guys. You can see she made this beautiful pattern by just stamping, okay? So now we're gonna have to do some scoring, okay? And so let me make sure I'm getting these measurements right for you guys. Again, make sure you go over to my website so that you can get all the measurements exactly. So for the lid, what you're gonna do is score at 1.5. So you'll take this and then you'll do 1.5 there. You're gonna flip it. I like to do the opposite, flip it back and forth first before I turn it. So then you'll do 1.5 there, and then go ahead and turn it this way. And you'll do 1.5. And then what you'll want to do is turn it this way and do 1.5. Right? So perfect. So we'll do 1.5 there. I would suggest doing all your scoring after you've done all your stamping. So the colors that were used were Bermuda Bay, Lemon Lime Twist, and then Berry Burst. And you can do the darker and lighter color either way. So Chris did the darker color in the middle of the bow, and then I did the darker color on the outer part of the bow. So you can see it just gives you a different look. So then on this, we're gonna do the same thing where we're gonna cut up on these squares right here. I'm gonna do the same thing on the instructions that Chris gave me. It says to take a triangle off, but you guys, I don't understand that. And probably some of you do, and you're like, you have to do that. But you know what? I don't get it. I don't understand how to do that or why to do that. So just being honest with you guys. So I'm gonna do it exactly how I did the bottom part of the box, and we'll bring this in. And then this is going to be the lid that fits right on our box. So the good news is everything fit together even though I didn't cut the triangles off. Okay, so I will definitely leave this diagram. Oh, and this box was designed by Poodles in the UK. So that's Sam McDonald. I love her. I just want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. And this is the diagram of the box. And I'm not sure if this is something that Chris put together or if this image is Poodle's. So I don't know if I can include this on my website or not. But I just want to make sure I always give credit to whoever I'm using, you know, things from. So if Chris has designed something, I want to make sure that I say that, or if it's like in this case, Poodles in the UK designed this box, which I love. It's cute, right? And everything went together, even though I did not do the triangle thing. So I think it's okay if that is like that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just wrap the ribbon right around here. Now this is Berry Burst ribbon that I really love. This ribbon will be retiring come very soon. This will be retiring and you won't be able to get it. I've ordered a couple different sets. I love the lemon lime twist of this as well. So I just tied a bow and that looks really pretty. Okay, and then sometimes I just like to trim up my ribbon after I've tied it just to make sure it's even. I'm not the best at tying bows or adding the ribbon. Sometimes it's uneven. And the other thing that I like to do, and this is a little tip, make sure that you do not burn your house down. Make sure you're 18 years or older. I don't want anybody suing me. But I always keep a lighter and I will just fray the very ends of my ribbon. And again, I'm just going very quick. And it just makes it to where that ribbon will not fray and it gives it a really nice finished look. But again, please make sure that you're careful and that you're over the age of 18 and you don't burn your house down. So the next thing that you'll want to do is just take those stitched circles. And there is one in the oval shape here, that's Bermuda Bay. And then there's a smaller one in the Whisper White. And you can see that. And then all you have to do for this, let's attach these together just using a little bit of adhesive. I'm out of adhesive everywhere, apparently. I have one here from Stampin' Up. We can put a hole there. And then we'll thread this ribbon right through the hole. And I did miss putting a couple pieces on. I'm going to show you that in 1 second. So then this Bermuda Bay ribbon can just stretch right under the Berry Burst. I looped that through the Berry Burst ribbon, and now I'm going to loop that through the hole. Here is the bow, and these already have adhesive on them, which is really nice. So you'll just want to pull that backing off, and then you can stick it right here on the bow there, and it can look like that. Or you can stick it right here on the top, and it can look like that. I like mine right here. So we'll just press that down for a second. Now there's these two other pieces, so let me show you what those are for. Here is the box that Chris made. So she has her side right here, and then her pieces of extra green right here go right on the top. Just gives you a little extra added piece right there. And then she's taken one of these and cut it out and added it. I could totally take this one and add it. So there are the two boxes. Mine's a little bit different, and I don't know if I messed it up by not cutting the triangles out. But though that is what we've created for the very first start of our Just Because series. I hope that you guys will like this. I love the things that Chris creates and the spin that she puts on things. So this week I'm going to be doing two projects, and then going forward we'll just do one, and it'll probably be on Wednesdays. I've had a really hard time getting started with this, and that's why I'm not providing PDFs this time, just simply because I don't have time to make sure they're all together and get them in the right format, and I really want to get this out to you guys. So all of the instructions will be provided on the blog posts that I have for you guys, the coordinating blog posts, and then there's also a supply list. So if any of these items you guys want to pick up, you can do that in my online store. So thank you guys so much. I know this was a little longer than normal, and we had a little a couple laughs along the way. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will be back later this week with another project for you guys. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and watching my videos. Here are 2 other of my most recent videos. I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will catch you in my next video. I hope you all have a wonderful day.